Welcome to One Question at a Time, the TSI series, Pretest TSIA2. Congratulations, you passed the pre-test on this series. So this is the TSI PreTSIA2 test. Note that you may need a sheet of paper and a pen or pencil. A calculator, not necessary. A quiet place to take this pre-test. You can pause the video if you need more time to review. If you don't know what the answer for the question is, then you should choose your favorite letter, A, B, C, or D, and move on. Good luck with your exam. So now it's the time to check your answers. Question number 1. Solve for x. So we have 5x minus 3 equal 2x plus 9. We combine like terms, so we have 5x and 2x is like terms. We can combine them, and then we have 3 and 9 right here is like terms. So we subtract 2x both sides so that we eliminate the 2x on the right hand side. So we have 3x minus 3 that equal 9. Now we have 3 and 9 is like term, so we add 3 both sides so we can isolate the x terms. So this one gone. We have 3x that equal 12. Now we do opposite of multiplication is divisions. We isolate x by divide both sides by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1 times x is x. So x equal 4 is the correct answer. Question number 2, solve the inequality. So we have 2x minus 7 greater than 5. So we want to isolate the 2x terms, so we add 7 both sides. So we drop down the 2x, that is gone. We drop down the inequality. 5 plus 7 is 12. Now we isolate x by divide both sides by 2. So that cancel. We have x greater than 6. So x greater than 6 is the correct answer. Question number 3. Which equation represents a line with slope -2 and y-intercept 5? So we have the equation, the linear equation is y equal mx plus b, and m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Okay, so we just kind of have to memorize the formula, and now it's time to plug in. So we have y equal the slope given -2, so -2x, and then we add the intercept. Y-intercept is 5, positive 5. Okay, so we plug in x and y, we keep the same. Okay, so the correct answer is -2x plus 5 is C. Be careful, in the test they may give you some really similar to your answer, so making sure you double check it every time you choose your final answer. Question number 4. So what is the slope of the line passing through the point 2, 3 and 6, 11? So we have the slope m that's equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Remember, as long as the subscriptions is the same top and bottom, then you will be fine. If you use the first point, it can be correct as well. So y1 minus y2, and because on the top you start with 1, the subscriptions is 1, so at the bottom you start with x sub 1 or x1 minus x2. Okay, so the x1, I call this one x1, this is my y1. Okay, and this is my x2, this is my y2. So now I can plug in and I can use both method on both ways so that you can see it's the same numbers or it's the same answer. So y2 is 11 minus y1 is 3, and then over x2 is 6, and then minus x1 is 2. Okay, now this one will be equal 11 minus 3, that is 8, over 6 minus 2 is 4, and then we simplify it, is equal to 8 divided by 4 is 2. You can also try this one. Y1 is 3, and then you subtract y2 is 11 over x1 is 2 minus x2 is 6. So this one will be equal negative 8 over negative 4, and because negative divided by negative, that make it positive. Same sign. Okay, for the multiplications or for the divisions, that will produce positive. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. So the correct answer is 2. Question number 5. So we have, which point satisfy the equations y minus 4 equal 3 times x minus 1? So first of all, we have to solve for y. So I will add 4 both sides, and then it will be y equal 3x minus 1 and 4. I can just simplify it first. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Add 4. That will be y equal 3x plus 1. Now time to check. So as we know, this is in order pair. So x is the first number, and then y is the second one. So when you plug x equals 0, then y will be equal 3 times 0 plus 1, and that is 1. So A is the correct answer. But also we have to check the rest, because you just to making sure that we don't make any mistake. Okay, so the second one, B, is 1 when x equal 1. This is A, this is B. Okay, so y will be equal 3 times 1 plus 1. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. So this one also the correct answer. Okay, so C, if x equal 2, then we have y equal 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. And this one say 2 comma 6, so C is not the correct one. Now D, we have x equal 3 comma, so y will be equal 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10. Okay, so 10 is not 9, right? Because you see this one is not the same. So what should mean D is not the correct answer. So in this question, I think it's have a typo, so we have 2 answers. Either A or B, the same. It is satisfy the equations. So both of them is correct. So maybe this one is negative 4. Maybe, so A will be the correct answer. But in this questions, I will not change anything. So just keep it like that. We have 2 answers for these questions. Question number 6. Solve the symptoms x plus y equals 7, x minus y equal 1. So in this case, because you see like the coefficients of y in the first equations is positive 1, and then on the second equation is negative 1. So you can add them up using eliminations, the y and then you will have let to, this is the first equation, this is the second equation. We take the first equation, we add the second equation, left hand side to left hand side equal right hand side to the right hand side. Okay, so x at x is 2x, y minus y is 0, y is 0, 7 plus 1 is 8. Okay, so we solve for x, we divide both sides by 2, we have x equal 4. When x equal 4, you see that b is mostly the good choice, but we're just making sure we plug 4 in the first equation. So we have x equal 4, we add y that equals 7. Now we subtract 4 both sides, we have y equal 3. So x equal 4, y equal 3. In order to pair x first, so 4 comma 3. Okay, so B is the correct answer. Question number 7. Simplify 3x squared times 2x cubed. Remember, every numbers like this, every term like this, factor like this, we have sign, number, letter. Okay, so if you do the multiplications to another one, sign, number, letter, we will do side to side, number to numbers, and then letter to letters. Okay, so now let's look at this. You see that this one you have the positive 3 x squared multiply positive 2x cubed. Now side to side, positive times positive, that is positive. Okay, so the final answer will be positive. Now we have the number, two numbers. 2 times 3 is 6. So this one is gone because it has to be 6 of something, right? So the last one is x squared times x cubed. Remember, we have the formula saying if we have the same base to the power of n times same base a to the power of n, that will be a to the power of m plus n. Okay, so this one, it becomes x is the same, so we have x. Now 2 plus 3 is 5. Okay, this one you have 9, you have 6, so A is the correct answer. Question number 8. So for this type of questions, we have a formulas. We have a minus b all squared that equal a squared minus 2 times a times b plus b squared. If you don't remember this, you can also doing the calculations of a minus b times a minus b. Because we have x times x is x squared. So one factor of a minus b times one factor of a minus b, that is 2 in total. That's why you have the square. Okay, the exponent is 2. This first formula is the shortcut of it. Okay, so we have that, and then now we just plug in. Okay, so I have my a is my x, my b is 4. You see that? Square. Now my a is x, so if I apply the formulas, I can rewrite it. A minus b squared, that is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, right? My a is x minus 4 squared, that equal x squared minus 2 times x times 4 plus 4 squared. Now simplify this one, you will have x squared minus ax plus 16. Now we have plus right here is not, you have 4 right here is not, you have only 2 terms is not the correct answer. So B is the correct answer. Number 9, which expression is equivalent to 6x squared over 3x? So let's break it down. At the top, you have 6 is 2 times 3. X squared is x times x. Okay, we separate it. We kind of like making a block, a smaller block. Okay, so we have 3 times x. So we cancel the 3. We cancel the x. We're left with 2x. So A is the correct answer. Question number 10, factor completely. So for this one, we also have the formula for it. We have a squared minus b squared that equal a minus b times a plus b. Okay, so you said, where my a? My a is x. So you see that a squared minus 9, where's my square? So 9 will be rewritten as 3 squared. So we rewrite it. We have this one is x squared minus 3 squared. Now it looks like this, right? So x squared minus 3 squared. My a will be x. Okay, a equal x, and then my b equal 3. Okay, now this one apply the formula x minus 3 times x plus 3, and the correct answer is C. Sometimes they may write down x plus 3 first times x minus 3 is also the correct answer because they can switch the positions with no problem. Okay. Question number 11. Solve x squared minus 5x equals 0. In this one, it's quadratic equations, but it doesn't have the c. So the general quadratic equations is will be ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Now c is missing in this case, so it's easier to work with this problem. We take x outside, multiply by x minus 5. So we factor the x outside. Okay, so x squared is x times x. Okay, minus 5 times x. The incoming factor is x. We take x outside. The leftovers is x right here minus 5. Okay, that's how we got it in on the left hand side. That set it equals 0. Now remember the fact that if a multiplied by b that equals 0, a will be equal 0 or b will be equal 0. So in this case, x will be equal 0 or x minus 5 will be equal 0. X equals 0 is already the answer, right? You don't have to solve for it. Now x minus 5 equals 0, so we add 5 both sides. That's gone. We have x equals 5. So we have two answers, x equals 0 and x equals 5. So C is the correct answer. Question 12. What are the solutions to x squared equals 25? So we know that if we have x squared equal a number, and then when we take the square root both sides, we will have x equal plus or minus square root of a. Okay, because square root of x squared will be cancelled. Okay, but it will be plus or minus square root of a. So we do the same thing. We have x equal plus or minus square root of 25. Now x equal plus or minus 5. Square root of 25 is 5. Now plus or minus mean two solutions. So x will be the positive 5 and x will be negative 5. That's why they say plus or minus. That is two answer. So minus 5 and 5 is the correct one. And this one they call square root property. You can watch the Math 13, 14 playlist. Okay, and it is week 2. The video numbers, I think video number 3. You can check it for the solving for quadratic equations. Question number 13. The vertex of y equal x minus 2 squared plus 3. So if you know that this is the vertex form of the quadratic equations, y equal ax minus h squared plus k. And then the vertex is h comma k. Okay, so now h is 2, k is 3. So it's going to be 2, 3. A is the correct answer. Question number 14. If f of x is 2x squared minus 1, what is f of 3? So you see that x now is 3. The position of x is replaced by 3. So of course this position will be replaced by 3 to get the answer. Okay, so let's say f of 3, see that, equal 2 times 3 squared minus 1. Okay, now calculate that. We will have 3 squared is 9. 3 times 3, that is 9, times 2 is 18, minus 1 is 17. So B is the correct answer. Which graph represents a parabola opening downwards? So to know it open downwards or upwards, if it's upwards, A will be greater than 0. If it's downwards like this, A will be less than 0. And what is A? A, the lead coefficients of x squared term, because we will have y equal ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so in this case, any a in A is 1. A value in choice B is negative 1. A is 1 greater than 0. A is negative 1. See this one, less than 0. Okay, A in this one have to be in this position, and it is 1. It's greater than 0. Right here is coefficient A is 1, greater than 0. So the only one have the A less than 0 is B with the negative in the front. That will be opening downwards. Question number 16. A phone plan charges a $30 monthly fee plus 10 cents per test. Which equation represents the total cost of X test? Okay, so write that down. We have C is what we want to find. That will be equal. Okay, so the charge of $30 is fit. So we just write out $30. Okay, we add plus, see that plus? So plus 10 cents per text. How many text do we have? X. So we multiply by X. Okay, let's say X test. So 30 plus 0.10x. See the correct answer. Remember, be careful since we say 0.110 dollars. This is the dollars, right? That is the same as 10 cents, but we have to write in the dollars because right here is the unit in dollars as well. So it will be at the same unit together. Okay, so dollars here. Okay, so this one in D, that 10 will not be happen. And also the 30 monthly fee, it apply only one time, so this one cannot be right. Okay, and this one, it doesn't have the monthly fee add to it, so see the correct one. A car rental company charged $45 per day plus 25 cents per mile. If the total cost was $95 for one day, how many miles were driven? So first of all, we have 45 per day, so we write that down, $45, and then plus, so we add 0.25 per mile. So how many mile? We call it X mile we driving, so we multiply by 25. Okay, and then that will be equal $95. So this is the setup part, and then now we just solve for it. Solve for x. Okay, now we minus 45 outside. Okay, that cancelled. Now we have 0.25x equal 50. Okay, now we divide both sides by 0.25. Then this one is isolate x equal. Now 50 divided by 0.25. I would do 50 and multiply by 100, and then I divide by 25, because 0.25 multiplied by 100, that is 25. Okay, so we have 50 divided by 25, that is 2, times 100, that 200. You can also, knowing that it's 25, that is quarter, right? 1/4. You can take 50 divided by 1/4 by multiply 4/1, multiply by the reciprocal. And 50 times 4 is also 200. So it's not necessary to use the calculator, but if you're not really confident with your skills, so just use the calculator, the given calculator on the screen in your test. Okay, so 200D is the correct one. Question number 18. If a quantity triples every hours, what expression represent the amount after t hours? So we have to kind of like thinking when we make a chart. So every hour, so the first hours, if t equal 1, then what happened? You have the quantity, let's call p is for populations, will triple. So let's call it will be 1 at first, right? So b equal 1 at first, that be not. So after 1 hours, you will have it 1 multiplied by 3. Okay, 1 multiplied by 3. Then if t equal 2, you will have the population will be now p1, right? Multiply by 3, 3 times 3. So p1, let's call t1, t2 is after 2 hours. p2 will be equal 1 times 3. From the top right here, the p1 multiplied by 3. Right? So after 2 hours, you will have 9. The population will be 9. Okay? So let's try this with this one. So when t equal 1, your p will be equal 3 times 1 is 3. That's correct. Now check t equal 2. Your population will be 3 times 2. Okay, that equals 6, and it's not the correct one. Because we need after 1 hour is 3 is correct, but after 2 hours it will be 9. So we kind of like eliminate it. Okay, so t to the power of 3, you can have t at 1, you have 1 cube. Okay, so p will be equal 1, and it's not correct. It has to be 3. After 1 hour, you have 3. It triple, so it will be multiplied by 3. Because my population at first, I just say 1, so you don't care about the coefficients of the beginning right here, because if it multiplied by 1, it's just that itself, so it doesn't need to mean anything. Okay, so that is wrong, so we just isolate it or eliminate it. Now this one we have 3 to the power of 1 when t equal 1, right? When t equal 1, p equal 3. That's nice. Now we have 3 square, that is equal 9. Perfect. Okay, and also the next one, if t equal 3, then you multiply this 9 by 3, your p, new p will be equal 9 times 3. That will be equal 27. Now let's say this one is 3 cubed, that is 27. That's perfect. Okay, so t times 3 is the same as 3 times t. This one the same thing, so it's not correct. So the correct answer is C. Okay, and this one is look like the population row. So remember, you will have the new populations that will be equal the initial P naught, okay, multiplied by the ray, that called array, to the tab, to the power of the tab. So the ray, this one can be triple, is mean r equal 3. If it double, it mean r equal 2. Or it's kind of like decay, it could be in half, it could mean r equal 1/2. So it depends. So this is kind of like the populations questions. So remember, it's always work with P naught time ray to the time, and time is mostly in hours. Okay. Question number 19. So this one is similar to the one we just did before. The expression 0. So this one is quadratic as well. So we take x outside. We have x minus 4 inside. Set it equals 0. So x equals 0, or x minus 4 equals 0. So we have this one before, right? Just like x times x minus 4 times x, the common one is x. So we take x outside, the leftover is x minus 4. Okay, that's the left hand side. Right hand side is equal 0. Now we solve for x minus 4 equals 0. You add 4 both sides, then you're done for the questions. X equals 4. So we have two answers. X equals 0 and x equals 4. D is the correct answer. Question number 20. If the average of 3 numbers is 10 and 2 of the number are 8 and 12, what is the third number? So we know that we have to add the two numbers, right? It's A and 12. Let's call the three numbers is A, B, and C. Okay, and let's say B is A, C is 12. The third number is A. Okay, so we find the average by taking A plus B plus C all over 3, because the average of 3 numbers, okay, that equal 10. It mean equal. Average mean you add them all up and then you divide by 3. Okay, so now plug in, we will have A is the unknown plus B is A plus C is 12 over 3, that equal 10. Now we multiply both sides by 3. Okay, make it easier. So A plus 12 is 20. And then because we multiply both sides by 3, we cancel that 3. You have 10 times 3 is 30. Now we subtract 20 both sides. Now this one gone. You have isolate A only. We got 10 for the answer. So 30 minus 20 is 10. So B is the correct answer. Congratulations, you have done the TSI pre-test. The result of this pre-test will help you prepare for the TSIA2 test. If your score is 18, 19, or 20, you are ready to take the TSIA2. If you're below 18, I recommend that you practice in playlist 1 question at a time TSI, take notes, and practice more. And 2, making sure that you be familiar with all 12 questions, you can practice more with the each video in the playlist as well. That will benefit you to just need to take the TSI a few times or just one time. That save your money and also save your time as well. And good luck with your exam. Thank you for participating in this series and see you next time.